Okay. You said you found it difficult to imagine that an atheist would think about eternal life as a possibility. Well, I'm thinking about it, and I think others have also thought about it. Um, I don't want to stand on this point too strongly. I will agree with you that based upon the evidence that we now have, it is more likely than not that all life will end someday. And various cosmologists have estimated when that might occur. And some have thought that it might occur in uh, 10 billion years or so. Others have thought it might be 100 billion years. But there's disagreement on that. But I would say uh, the evidence weighs toward the idea that all life will at some point in time be wiped out completely, and there will be none. So I want to grant you that point. But nevertheless, you can't be certain about this, and you have to leave the door open to the possibility that life could go on. Just as I must leave the door open to the possibility that God exists, and I cannot be 100% certain that He does not, you must also leave the door open to the possibility that life will go on forever. Maybe we'll be able to engineer our way out of the demise that we see down the road, and find a way to prevent ourselves from being absorbed into the chaos of a dying universe. We don't know that. Might it also be possible that entropy will reverse itself sometime in the distant future? It's certainly possible. I don't think that we can rule it out. It's not a logical impossibility. But I will agree with you that it doesn't look likely at this point. And my second point I want to make here is that it really doesn't make any difference. In that case, if life were to be wiped out completely, you are correct. There would be no ultimate meaning to our individual lives or to the lives of humanity. But to me, that wouldn't make a difference anyway, because we find meaning while we're here. And we don't have to have an ultimate meaning. The universe doesn't owe us an ultimate meaning.
Okay, I think that's you mentioned very interesting points. Um, First of all, it's really interesting to see that when we discuss the existence of God, you ask for strong evidence, and you ask for unequivocal evidence, and you actually claim that this should be the likelihood of for the existence of God should be at least greater than 50% for you to act upon it. And now it's interesting when it comes to some issue that you wish differently, because you wish that the life be eternal. That's very clear, and that's why it seems like, because of this wishful thinking, that you accept that there is a possibility, and perhaps that possibility based on this current scientific evidence is far below 50%, and perhaps you can say even it's far below 5%, and perhaps even 1%, because there's no really evidence out there, scientific evidence out there showing otherwise. It's just you can wish, this might happen. But it seems like when you come to this level, you kind of leave the door open and say, yeah, I mean, there is a possibility. Yeah, I definitely agree that there is a possibility. For almost everything. It's possible. Anything can happen. It is possible. But I will not take anything seriously if this possibility reached a certain level which actually make a reasonable for me to act upon it. Yeah, is it possible right now that we both actually just go underneath to the there will be earthquake and we will disappear and go below the under the ground? It is possible. Actually, there are examples of this case. It used to happen. It might happen. Now, what is the possibility for that? I will say it's much less than 1%. Should I really worry and care and act upon that one at all? Not at all. So that's why I think, yes, it's possible that the life might be eternal, but the possibility is virtually non-existent now. That's why I don't care about it. I don't really act upon that one. So, but the good thing that it's great that you confess that there will be no ultimate meaning if the life one day will completely wipe out. Now, and I will have really difficulty to say that I will be satisfied with the temporary meaning, and because that's basically is all about what we mean by ultimate meaning. I think as a human being, for me, it's hard to really justify my existence for temporary meaning.
Well, let me be more specific about what I believe the probabilities to be. First, I would say based upon the evidence that we have right now about the nature of the universe, there's probably a 95% probability that all life will end sometime down the road, maybe several billions of years from now. But I think the probability that God exists is less than 1%. So, given the evidence that we have. So, I guess what I'm saying is I agree with you that it's likely that all life will be wiped out, but I'm not closing the door on it. And I hope you wouldn't close the door on it either, that you keep an open mind and be willing to change your belief if new evidence should come to the fore, either about the nature of the universe or about our engineering capabilities to avoid being swamped in the chaos of the universe. It was Richard Dawkins, I think, who said, "The universe doesn't owe us a meaning or purpose." I think that's a really good statement. We're not entitled to any kind of ultimate meaning or purpose. What we do is we create meanings and purposes for our behaviors and for our lives as individuals. We can get along quite well without an ultimate meaning for our existence. Even if life is wiped out in several billion years, that really won't make a difference to me right now during my life. I can still find meaning and purpose in my life. One meaning I found is the search for truth. What a wonderful meaning for my life, to be able to think every day, what is the nature of the universe? How shall we behave in our day-to-day lives and toward each other? The search for truth and goodness goes on, whether or not life ultimately is wiped out. It might be nice if life had an ultimate meaning. That'd be a good thing, but it doesn't have to have. We can do quite well without any kind of ultimate meaning.
Okay, I think I will stop here. I don't want, because if I speak more on that one, I think that we will keep going and discussing that one. I certainly think that is an important issue, but I think it should come later. We should revisit the subject in the future, and really even I think we can say whether a life without God can be justified at all, whether if you're certain that there is no God, whether you should commit suicide or not. I think that's really could be interesting debate. We can discuss this one in the future. But I would like to move to the next topic. I think it's on our list. As now we can talk about the science and how to look at the existence of God and see whether there is compelling evidence out there about this. So I want you to start with this topic first.
Okay, I'm willing to move on now. I think I've made the points I wanted to make about the ultimate meaning of existence. And on the list here, it says that our next issue is